Internet. I'm so used to going over there still. Like, hey, internet, but no, it's right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
just used to like hit that button and turn to the wide shot. And,
I know.
hey,
That's
internet.
our modern hellscape for you.
Mm-hmm.
All of us at home.
Look at that. Like I must have rang the bell because I got a notification like lickety split today.
Oh man, you know what? My bell appears unrung.
You didn't ring the bell?
I did.
People?
No, I did, and it unrang it.
Are unclean.
It's on personalized right now, whatever the fuck that means. I have none, personalized, and all.
That means it just basically guesses when it wants to give you a notification.
I'm going to say all. You'll get all notifications. Friends, subscribers, bell
Countrymen.
ringers. Make sure it says all, and it's got the little wiggles on it. If I'm a bell, this is what the bell looks like. Just want to get it proper.
Proper. See it yet.
What?
I don't see it yet.
I see it.
Yeah, I got notified like faster than I've ever gotten notified.
Chuck, you should ring that bell. Smash that bell button.
Oh, fuck. I need to open up Audacity.
Hit that bell with great liberty.
Yeah, man.
Hit it till it cracks.
Yeah, fucking ride that bell. Oh, man.
Testicles. 1, 2, 3. Nice.
1, 2, 3.
Backwards I am talking. Chuck's going to have a supercut of that at the end of the year.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it either, Chuck.
Thank you.
What, the podcast?
Yeah, I rang the bell, man.
Let me make sure. Yeah, I mean, like,
have you clicked your notification area?
Yeah, see. I mean,
hey, see, there's the modern hellscape.
I'm saying it's happening.
I was just discussing that, or I was going to talk about how he enters the room, but
no, we don't do that.
We probably should.
No. Hey, look! Oh, there it is. I had to hit subscriptions to get it to come up.
It's YouTube. What are you gonna do? Besides, hope it gets better.
Did somebody post it in the Discord yet? Hey, look! It's Luis saying he loves us. We love you too, Luis.
Right back at you.
Hey, love you, buddy.
Tweet.
I'm gonna be discussing a Transformers thing if that entices you to stay around. Know your audience.
So, fun thing happened at work today. The owner, who's always coming to me like with questions about basically my old job and how I did it and how I can improve their stuff there and all that. And he's like, yeah, and I need some recommendations for people that we can, bring on to work on certain projects. I'm like, okay, yeah, here, this person. And he goes, yeah, do you know anything about person's name? And I'm like, I've not met him, but I know that he kind of took a job at my old place that sounds very similar to the job I used to do. He's like, huh, well, don't tell anybody I told you this, but he's been looking for a job here. And I was like, oh, really? I was like, is that a fact? And he's like, yeah, like, what's the owner's name at the other place? And I tell him, and he's like, so what's it like working for him? And I'm like, how can I be
now, ain't I?
How can I be diplomatic about this? Yeah. I was like, well, he's only the biggest piece of shit on the planet, but no, I did not say that. I said, he works his people pretty hard and he has a lot of turnover.
That's a polite way of saying, fuck that guy.
Kind of. So Chuck, we'll see what kind of noise a can makes for you this time.
What is that? Apple Pan Dowdy? What are you?
Oh, that was pretty good.
It's a Narragansett
Oh.
Shandy.
The hell do you say?
The old nasty Gansett.
Made on honor.
I'm just always hitting our target demographics with my references. Some Apple Pan Dowdy.
Well, Narragansett Bay is in Rhode Island.
Uh-huh.
It's apparently very contaminated and horrible.
Rhode Island?
Like much of Rhode Island, yes. Oh man, I forgot. I gotta smash that retweet button.
Oh, right. I have to open up the fucking Necronomicon here.
You don't have to,
What?
You don't have to do that.
Well, that's what I call Twitter. So
I hit like, I hit subscribe, and I hit retweet.
I'm not subscribing to that podcast. It's
yeah,
Yeah, you're probably right.
I don't believe in the term podcast. We're a YouTube show.
Well, if we were a YouTube show, we would need to address people constantly as they send chats to us.
Mm-hmm.
So that it would be very confusing for anyone, like, listening later. That's
Yeah, you can
shandy-rific.
not do that right into the microphone anytime you want.
I think another one's coming. I feel another one's coming.
Yeah, maybe a can's not a great idea. I should get myself a straw. He logged off. I chased him away. And Chuck looks frozen. Are you frozen, Chuck, or are you actually alive? Oh, no,
Alright.
there you are. Hey, look, he's back. He's got to rename himself, all that stuff. See what you've done?
Yeah, this is what happens when you find a stranger in the Alps.
Yep.
Do you see Larry?
Was that a complete coincidence, or did you do that on purpose?
I did that on purpose. Yeah.
Okay, good.
That was a digital slamming of the telephone.
Yes.
Sounds about right. Ah.
Shout.
Yeah, Chase, I'd say the Narragansett Dells is pretty good. It's
Pay attention to my phone.
it's weird. It's like a neutral flavor almost. Like, it's not super lemony, but it's not super beery, if that makes sense. I still prefer Leinenkugel's lemon shandy. That one's really good. I also like stuff in bottles better than cans.
Now clap your hands.
But for one that's in a can, this one isn't bad. Just one of my friends who can't get it in his town was like, he's like, how far is this Total Wine from you? And I'm like, about 3 minutes. He's like, I need you to go there and buy all of their 6-packs. So I bought 5 of them. He let me keep one.
That was nice of you.
Yeah. But now I have to
am-
ship them. And yeah,
Well.
he's going to pay a pretty penny for me to ship them. Whatever. Not my money.
I don't know. Pennies are pretty rare these days. So you might selling 1 penny might cover. the
Yeah,
shipping.
that's what I heard. Like, is there a way to capitalize on this?
No, it's people just hoarding change. That's all it is. Like,
I mean, I have like rolls that I've just wanted
there
to
you
get
are.
rid of.
You can Scrooge McDuck away, or just walk in and like bestow the local Wendy's with your gifts. Be
Well,
like,
I heard it's
I
like
shall pay
Chick-fil-A.
in nickels.
Won't Chick-fil-A give you free shit if you give them coins?
I don't know.
But then again, that would be helping Chick-fil-A. So fuck.
Yeah. Fuck them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Maybe you
looking-
learn how to change and then you can get mine, bitches.
Wow. Okay. All right. Huh.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh,
Those
got it.
signs,
Shirt
signs are up
stretch.
those signs are up everywhere, and I finally had to ask somebody. I was like, "What the hell is going on with the change?" And they're like, "People are just keeping it," and I'm like, "Why?" Like,
Well, they told everybody to stop paying with cash, so everyone stopped paying with cash.
okay,
So no, well, but it's not like we all have coins waiting around. Like,
yeah,
I don't
I don't know. It's just weird. Maybe they'll just like go door to door with like a change collector, just be like, "Change, give you bills." Yeah, I mean, is it like actual physical like metal change? Is that's what's missing, or all change
Yes.
like ones and fives
Coins.
and stuff? Okay, yeah, I thought it was just coins. Yeah, because I thought it said like pay an exact change. I mean, it's like that doesn't usually mean dollars.
I don't know, man.
It's just fucking stupid. Yeah, we
I
have to have-
pay an exact change with my card everywhere.
Same here.
Sure. But like I said, it's just like if you happen to have cash on you, it's just a weird thing. It's like, oh, now my cash is useless. Thank you, because you cannot make change for it.
It's that bad? They can't make change?
Barely. I mean,
Some
like,
places.
some places like they, you know, like they might have some left over or whatever, but it's like it's not coming in because I've just heard
I
people are
hate to
just
tell you
keeping
this,
it.
that's down to poor management.
But they can't get it from the banks and shit. I mean, like it's to the banks like level. Like the banks don't have change to give to the places.
Fire them, fire the banks,
Okay,
fire everyone.
sure.
Okay,
Fund the
so
police.
the mint
Chaos reigns.
the mint significantly reduced its production of coins after implementing safety measures to protect its employees from the coronavirus. And people are also depositing fewer coins at banks. So,
Yeah.
stupid shit.
I don't have a physical bank, so I can't deposit coins anywhere.
You can take it to Coinstar and then get an Amazon card.
Yeah, but they take like fucking 20% or some bullshit.
I don't think they do for the gift cards. I think that's the exchange. I think that's the trade off. Like if you
Oh,
want to
really?
get it back in cash, they take a ridiculous sum, but they have some deal with Amazon and everybody to get it dollar for dollar on the change. Or
Unless
pretty damn
you are a
close.
member of the financial institution in which the Coinstar machine is installed, like the ViStar over on.
Yeah, some of them have them
Riverside.
too. They'll just do it for you as a service. Yeah. So
All I
weird,
know
man.
is I want money for my money.
All I know is I have a structured settlement and I need cash now.
Yes. So cut me a check for $3,000 and you can have the remaining $55,000 of the settlement.
That's right.
I mean,
I need cash now.
I haven't watched a late night and since forever, but I mean this is very much an easy like T-ball joke, but it's like, oh, it's just the latest thing that Trump has undone from Obama's change.
Oh, I get it.
Over to Wynton Marsalis
Yeah,
and the late
exactly.
night
That's
band.
what I mean. That's why I had the preface. Of like, it's right there. It's surface
is.
level.
Also, did you know that we had jobs and hope and now they're all
Well, hope was the first thing that went. Let's be fair. Abandon hope. All ye who
Yeah.
enter January 20th.
yeah. So let's
All
do
right,
a podcast.
let's light this candle.
All righty.
I can sit here and listen to you guys talk about stuff.
Is everyone recording?
Yes,
I
I've been
am.
recording for
I have
20
like
minutes.
I have 21 minutes of nonsense.
I
Gold.
tell you what, I will stop and
Yeah, I might as well hit stop and then re-record. I just wanted to make sure that the pretty lines were going across
All right.
the thing.
Fine. If we're going to save Chuck's space, then I'll do it too. It's just going to kill all the audio for
Yeah.
half a second.
So
What?
just
Enjoy
keep
your.
yours going.
I've
Don't
got
stop
35
yours.
minutes.
Don't stop yours.
Fine.
Just let it go.
Fine. I'm saying I've been rolling for 35
Chuck.
minutes.
Chuck, whoop. I'm being as quiet as I can, BJ.
Yeah. We're just waiting on. Have you both back to recording now?
Oh yeah, I've been
Oh,
recording.
okay. Okay. I don't.
For the past 31 seconds.
I don't know how long that takes. I have no control.
it's just buttons. You know how computers work?
It's still not omniscient through the camera thing. Just asking. All right, welcome to the Bamcast Variety Hour,
Hey, Bamcast Variety Hour.
episode 16.
Yay!
Yeah, that's
All
I-
right.
Got it
the
right.
question mark has to be on every number. It's just I actually knew.
Who knows what day it is or podcast it is?
So I'm Harlow.
I'm Mackie.
I'm BJ.
I'm Chuck.
Yeah, and we're still stuck in our little incubation hellscape.
AKA our home.
Yeah, our home.
Yeah, we shouldn't even need to say it anymore. It
Yeah.
should just be like, this is our life.
Yeah, this is what
all
we
our
do.
lives are this.
It'll be important for the historians to know in the future how long our podcast went on during the end time.
See the skeleton? It seems to be poised at some sort of recording device. I believe this is what they call a podcast. It's like, run a genetic test on him. No need. we know. Yeah. Beard.
We
Yeah.
can't figure out why the headphones say left and right, but the left side's on the right side and the right side's on the left side. It makes no sense. And then we could be like, no, it was in mono. You don't understand. But they wouldn't get it.
They wouldn't.
No.
Yeah.
Because
Anyway.
they only hear in stereo.
we've been watching some things in our bunkers as we hunker down in our bunkers.
Oh, our hunker bunkers.
Yeah, our hunker bunkers.
No, you got to save hunkering down for hurricanes.
Oh,
and that hasn't
well,
happened
we did.
yet.
Well,
Just
we hunkered
almost.
down. We
We
pre-hunkered.
sorta did.
We did a little pre-hunker, and then
You crunkered.
yeah, then we just went right back to playing bunker. And
Yeah.
So, but let's see. We talked about Happy Death Day last week. So
Yeah.
surprise, we're going to talk about Happy Death Day to you this week.
Yeah. Sure.
Go for
yeah,
it.
I got to watch it. I will say, like you said, there is no point in watching the second one if you have not seen the first one, because it is straight up direct continuation. Like,
Yep.
keep going.
Exactly.
And then it is just like, all right, let's go completely off the rails with something completely different. Which, yeah, I don't even know how to describe. Like, but it's the best type of sequel where it's like, it jumbles everything. It throws in a ton more ideas, but it still touches on a ton of stuff with the first one. And, it's nice to come back to the same cast.
Mhm.
And yeah, I mean, it's tough to talk about without getting super spoilery about the first one and and the second one, kind of.
Yeah, I mean
But
that's kind of the
tone
problem.
is very different, because like the first one I said is like is if you pitched Scream meets Groundhog Day, that's your movie. And this one is like, okay, you got that movie, and now it's kind of like an 80s sci-fi comedy.
Yeah, but with
for the
like
most
some
part.
heady, almost like primer shit going on, where it's like, hey, wrap your head around
Kinda.
this timeline, crazy whatever stuff. That
Yeah, I
we've
mean,
mixed
there's a
into this.
section. Yeah, there's a section that's like that end of Back to the Future 2 that everyone always forgets about. That's really awesome when he goes back to 1955. There's almost that level of stuff going on
Mhm.
in one section of the movie, and then it is not a predictable movie. That's for damn sure. And I love that they use that against you for the most part, because it's like, oh fuck, she's back in the same day again, and it's like, or is she? And
Yeah,
they play with that really well.
It's very much like the first one was a straight up riff on slasher movies. This is, like I think I said in my review, it's hard to call it a horror movie. It's really more of a sci-fi movie.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well, and it's really silly. There
Yeah.
are some scenes that are like extra silly.
that's why I called it Back to the Future 2 meets Gremlins 2, because it is like, okay, you've taken the premise and you've made it super silly, but also you've upped the stakes on everything, and now everything's looping in, crashing in and of itself. And yeah, it's the best kind of sequel, because it completely, I will say, like the opening scene where you think it's going to be the roommate and he's stuck in the loop the whole time, and you're like, that's it, that's the premise, that sucks. And then immediately it's like, oh no, this movie has a lot more to say than that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the best part. So
Yeah. And I mean, it surprisingly works really well. Like, obviously knowing how, the circumstances of the first movie, and then putting Tree into new situations where she might not want to fix it, so to speak, that stuff works really well, where it's kind of like, okay, this life is kind of better than her other one was. And, the conflict becomes, well, okay, do I really want to fix this or not? And, which is kind of part of what I liked about Palm Springs as well, where it's like, is it worth getting out of this? And it's kind of, they're very different reasonings for that in both movies. But I mean, this one, I think, some of the most affecting stuff is, when she realizes what life she could have being there.
Yeah, I think the only thing in it, I don't know what you can even consider a spoiler at this point, but I think the one interesting thing that they didn't touch on, that I'll say right off the bat, I love this movie. Like, I was so wishy-washy on the first one. Like, I mean, I ultimately would probably say I liked it, or would watch it again, but like now it just kind of becomes this, oh, it's the crutch you got to walk on to get to this other movie, and my metaphor is, to me, it's not a quality jump, or I'm not trying to hype the second one to unreachable levels, but to me you have to tell people you want to tell people to watch Fast Five, but you kind of got to go, but you kind of need to watch 4. Like, unfortunately, you need to watch 4 because it's a lot of story setup, and just if you care about the story at all, you need to watch 4. If you're just going for the stunts and shit, skip right to 5. But I mean, you can't, it's not a proper metaphor because this is so intricate or so
This is
integral
almost
to
like
yeah.
it's almost like a TV series where it's like, no, you can't just jump to the season finale.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean
or
more.
else nothing has context that means anything.
Yeah, I mean more in terms of like my appreciation level of like I'm like here with this one and the second one I'm like holy shit, this blew my mind. Like I love the second one. I like everything about it. It's just it tonally it's completely different to me, and it just works so much more because you're just skip ahead to like she's already a likable person. We've already done that. Like let's do some more fun with this premise instead of just like also having to have a character arc and then just like giving her like the ultimate Sophie's Choice / redemption or redemptive moment thing, or I don't know, unresolved conflict type of thing, moment, and is just like super duper touching and out of fucking nowhere. Like you don't expect that. I don't think, and it's just really, really good. And what else was I going to say?
I was
had another
surprised
point
by
to that.
how moving, like the reveal to her of a certain event that has changed because she's in a different place than, like the big reveal to her personally, how emotionally affecting that was in kind of what's a silly movie. I like sitting there watching it. I was like, oh wow, this is really like I feel for her because she has become a good person, and also this is the best thing for her, and this is going to be the problem that she's going to have to face: is do I leave this?
Yeah.
That's done way better than most movies would do it. So
Yeah, just overall tonal thing about this movie, I was so much more with it because it seems like it also becomes more earnest. Like it's still kind of got that lighthearted, PG-13 semi popcorn movie thing to it, but it's like
How did this movie get a PG-13?
I don't know.
Because the death montage is just like, how did you guys get a PG-13 out of this?
Yeah, but I mean, it's just it's so much more. It's like it's heavier, but also like lighthearted in a better way because it's the first one has got that. Yeah, like when this fails, it's not fun. It's like I got murdered, and this one it's like it's kind of like on our own terms and things like that. It's like and it's much more of like a oh shit, what's going on here, and oh this changed, and new information. Holy shit, we're going this direction. It's just it's such a much more fun ride to me that I adore the second one. I mean.
I like the second one a lot. Yeah. I like how it expands all the characters and then adds a couple new ones that I really liked as well. I kind of put them about even, to be honest. I just like them for super different reasons. It's like me with Gremlins and Gremlins 2, to kind of go back to Chuck's analogy there. I mean, if I didn't think Gremlins was the superior movie, but I love both those movies. I just love them for amazingly different reasons, and this movie is the same thing where it's like, all right, yeah, you've got all the same characters, you're doing there's kind of some of the same stuff, but you've expanded it so much and you've changed the tone so much that it's a different thing altogether.
It's funny that you mentioned Gremlins only because I conjured the Critters franchise in my because I could take or leave the first Critters movie, like it just totally doesn't work for me really, and I really like the second one. Like the second one goes like in their own kind of way to like a Gremlins style or almost Gremlins 2 style, more funness to it.
It's a weird Looney Tunes.
Yeah, it's like somewhere in between. It doesn't go full Gremlins 2, but it is also like a little more Gremlins than the first one was, which was obviously a cash in on Gremlins. It's just I feel like the tone of the second one captures that better. The first one's like a little too weirdly grim and just sort of passé about death. Like it's like I don't know, like people just don't react like, oh shit, person's dead anyway. I can run for your lives again. It's like, really? You live in a town of like 50. I think that should affect you just a teensy bit more. Like, yeah. But anyway, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a really fun movie, but it's one that I could not imagine attempting to watch that one without having seen the first one and getting anything out of it.
Yeah.
I mean, she does the, the recap of the first movie in like a 45 seconds thing, but aside from that, it would be like, no, let's not.
Yeah, like I said, the Fast and Furious metaphor is only in terms of like my enjoyment levels jumping immensely between the two, and the fact that it's like it's necessary. But unlike those, I mean, let's be honest, we're in it for the story of Fast and Furious. Most people are not. Most people are not watching that shit for the story. Like,
You never know who cares about family, man.
yeah, who got family?
Yeah.
Man,
Some
like
people,
every once
family matters.
going back to like at first it was an amazing thing, like going back to the Peacock channels thing. Like I will occasionally like flip over to the SNL one, but man, it is on like a down to the minute fucking like repeating schedule every day. Like it's a little disappointing in that regard. So a couple times like I've just gone to eat and I'm like, ah, fuck, I just need something on the TV and flipped it on, and so I've seen the Rock Bambi parody thing like multiple times now. Like that's just really fucking like everyone's like really doing their parts really, really well. Like, yeah, I just love the Vin Diesel as Thumper. We got a herd. it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, any other thoughts on Happy Death Days? I mean, apparently they're definitely doing a sequel or a trilogy.
Can't imagine what the fuck their ideas for the third one. Like,
I saw something that like they throwing out theories about what the third one's going to be. But.
Well, the mid-credit scene leads to something ridiculous.
Yeah, that's
as
true.
it is. Yeah, so like that's like the Predator level. What the fuck are we doing here?
Except in their hands, his hands. I'm fine with
Yeah.
it. Like whatever you want to do with the third one, I am on board. I want to see it. Yeah, it's weird to be like excited about a franchise like that again. Like even as silly as it kind of is, you know, like I don't want to like build it up like, oh, this is the best thing. I'm not trying to be hyperbolic, but like to have a pretty good outing movie and then what I think is an even better sequel is like in the weird sci-fi horror subgenre is like exciting again, because like, you know, people kind of lost their shit for Paranormal Activity, you know, except that like we realized the first one's the shittiest one, but it was like, this is different, what is going on? And then it was like very quickly like people were like, I don't give a shit about this anymore. Like, you know, like it's fun to have like something that's like, oh, we're gonna do a thing with this, okay, you know, a la John Wick.
Camera's on an oscillating fan in this one.
Yeah. Sure. Again, I'm totally the target market for Paranormal Activity. I'm throwing myself under the bus here. Most people were like,
have only seen the first one.
and they're all better than that one. You pick
Yeah,
any one of them is better than that one. 2 is fucking great, and 3 is even better. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. I will say, like, watching the 2 Happy Death Day movies made me want to see Scout's Guide to the Apocalypse. Isn't that what it's called? The movie he made right before he made those?
I didn't know he had more. I will now seek this out, though.
Yeah. Yeah. I believe it's Scout's Guide to the Apocalypse, and it's got the guy who played Cyclops in the late X-Men movies, who was also the
Ready Player One guy? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
The guy, does he have something covering his face in this one? Someone was pointing out that, like, you know, like every movie he's gonna have some visor thing on his face.
Count, like maybe he throws a scout sash over him. I don't know. But yeah, that is the same director made that before he made Happy Death Day. So.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't bothered to learn that kid's
And
name.
did he write? Was he the writer? I can't remember now, but I want to say he was involved in one of the later Paranormal Activities, which made me think of that.
Maybe?
I think it was Marked Ones was one he did.
Okay.
I don't feel like typing because it makes too much noise.
Marked One is the like
microphone.
total side story where it's just like, yeah, but what if in Mexico?
Right. Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, it does have a very tenuous connection to the other ones, but it's just like they were like, hey, side adventure.
Mm-hmm.
We got to crank one of these out every year. Saw movies are done. So
well, that's the thing. Like, didn't all those drop off basically? Like, we don't have a horror tentpole thing. Like, you know, because Saw was like a good 8-9 years they put it out, and then
it was going to be
Paranormal
Halloween.
Activity was doing that.
Halloween was going to be the thing because the new one was supposed to come out this year, and then another one the next year.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But does the first one even do well enough, or the first one, whatever the the first one of this new batch did it even do well enough to like?
Oh yeah, it
did well. Okay,
crazy business.
I don't know. I don't keep up with horror movies that much. So.
Yeah, no, that one made a lot of money.
Yeah, and that's why we'll keep having horror franchises because they're cheap to make.
Sure.
And that might be one of the reasons like this one doesn't continue, only because, you know, I mean, they don't. I mean, I guess budget-wise, they're not crazy like, you know, a Marvel movie would be or something, but it's still...
The third one has the potential to go nuts, it feels like.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, with what they did in the second one, yeah.
Yeah.
And then the fourth one goes to space. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah. So what else?
I've been watching some things. You want me to
Yeah.
discuss some?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because
Please.
mine is a downer, so we'll save
it?
it for the end. Yeah.
Yay!
Oh
Oh,
boy.
perfect.
Okay, well then good. In before downers. I realized now that like all of my content is going to sound like one long Netflix commercial, but it's just what is, and it's what I've been watching. So
This
sorry.
is our life now.
This is my life. Yeah. I
Can't
mean,
do anything
I
else.
am going to talk about something I watched on
Yeah.
Disney Plus, and like I said, I just
have to pay $30 for it on Netflix.
yeah, yet
Yeah.
yeah.
Whatever.
Let this fucking succeed and watch what happens next.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So first things first, I guess I want to talk about the Umbrella Academy. The season 2 finally dropped, and I don't recall how hard I pushed Umbrella Academy when season 1 came out. I think it was just at the time it was like, yeah, this is pretty good. You should watch this. I'm here to say I don't think I was emphatic enough. Like, you need to watch this show. Like, it's the kind of superhero shit you want to see, and and like all the right ways. It's like it's dark without being like grim dark. This is all dark all the time, but it's also, you know, like it's goofy without just being, you know, the mask levels of goofiness. It's just, it rides this wonderful line of just being great television, where it's like, I mean, to have a show that's like based on like 7 characters basically, is very hard to like make you care as much as they do about all of them. Like, the casting in this is fantastic. Like, I mean, ironically enough, we were having a discussion about Ellen Page, but she's kind of like the marquee name, but it's like they don't treat her like, oh, you're the star, and, you know, she's just part of an ensemble. You know, it's not like, hey, we got you and these other people that were in some things, like the pretty guy from the Doctor Who episode.
Yeah, Jeff.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's like, you know, it's really good. And like season 2, I think, is even better than the first one. Like, I really like.
So, did you rewatch season 1 before 2, or did you just go straight into 2?
No, well, at first, like there was like a 1-minute recap that's on Netflix proper, but then like on YouTube, Netflix's YouTube account, there's like a 10-minute recap. So I just did that.
Why not just put the 10-minute one on Netflix?
Maybe it was there and I
Netflix?
just missed it. I mean, it was like, yeah, it's like the same premise where it's, you know, the cast is like, the cast and the creator are like paired off in twos, and they're doing like this rapid fire, almost like, you know, Michael Pena. Is it Michael Pena in the Ant-Man movies? Yeah, like him
Yes.
doing the almost like a you know, like recap of the whole season. You know, running through each episode, and that was enough to like go, oh yep, because it's one of those things that it was just long enough that like all I really needed was the spark in my mind to go, oh yep, that happened that episode, because they actually do like an episode by episode breakdown, so it's pretty good. But yeah, I mean, season 2 I think is even better than the first one.
So is it 10 episodes?
Yep.
The usual?
10 each. Yep. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a really good show. And I believe if it's not the first episode, it's very early on in season 1, to the point that like, it's one of those things I'm trying to like sell you, but also I don't want to spoil you at all. Like, so I don't know, like, and I mean you here, but also people out on the internet, but I just, it's probably been out there enough or talked about enough. There's a fight sequence set in one of the very early episodes to They Might Be Giants, Istanbul, Not Constantinople, and it's fucking brilliant. Like, you don't think I want to see a fight like a fucking brutal, like, you know, Kingsman level fight sequence set to that. But I'm just saying that's the kind of like show it is, where it's like it's the right mix of like, we're wacky without being too irreverent to not, you know, to be able to carry a dramatic story, you know, but it's like, it's also, everyone's just like, I'm fucking done with this shit. Like, I mean, it's because it's like they were raised as kids to like do this, and this is your fucking mission, and it's like now they're all like 30, and it's like, I'm fucking done with this shit. Like, I'm so over this. Like, and it's really fun. Yeah, the characters are great. So,
That sounds interesting. I've heard a lot about it on social media lately,
Yeah.
but I didn't really hear enough about it, and I don't remember your recommendation for the first season to have known if it was something I would get into. So,
Yeah.
I'll check it out.
Yeah,
Sounds
I
like
mean,
fun.
I feel like give it an episode or two, because I'm not sure. Like, it's one of those where you have to kind of start seeing the interweaving narrative thing start to take shape, and realize, this is how this is all going to play out. You know, sort of Tarantino-esque, where it's like, this might be a flashback episode, and we're not going to tell you until 30 minutes in. You know, kind of stuff. And so you're just kind of always left surprised what's going to happen next. And they have good cliffhangers for, you know, a thing that people are going to binge. I always think that's funny, you know, that they build really good cliffhangers in Netflix shows, and it's like, nobody's waiting. Like,
It's to keep you going.
I guess so. Yeah, one more episode.
I'll admit that this show and Doom Patrol to me for some reason have merged, and I don't know which one is which. So
That's fair. I mean,
Doom
I said the
Academy.
same thing when recently, because Doom Patrol is one of those, like, it jumped ship from the DC thing to the HBO Max, and and then they're like, hey, it's a new season, but it's on here now. And Doom Patrol's fine, but it's like it's pretty basic. I mean, it's one of those Greg Berlanti-esque things, just with a little bit more budget because it's on the streaming thing, and they can say fuck now because it's a streaming thing, like just like Titans. But yeah, it's not, you can't compare. I mean, like, Umbrella Academy isn't like made by auteurs. Like, I mean, they are trying, and I'm not like shitting on Doom Patrol, but I'm like, it's still like, it feels like a television show. Still, like, even it's like, hey, you can say fuck. It's like everything is like costume level is like TV show, like, and this is like feels better, much better. Like, this is one of those things.
That DC universe. Let's hear your thoughts.
I like Doom Patrol. I am the person who's watched fucking hours. I've seen all of Smallville, so fuck you. I've watched all of Smallville. It's the longest. It's like Supernatural. It was on forever.
See, if you had just waited for the Snyder cut of Doom Patrol,
Should have, yes.
then that would be the one that's perfect.
Yeah, like I said, nothing wrong with Doom Patrol, but it's apples and oranges. Like, it's it's Kick-Ass to Super. One's a big budget thing, and another one's an indie
one's
one.
an indie kick-ass.
Which also has Ellen Page, so it's circular.
Nice.
Yeah. Anyway.
Well, good.
Mm-hmm.
So I will watch it one day.
Okay.
Great.
Yeah.
I look forward to that.
Super excited.
I look
for
forward to
that
as we all discover it 6 months apart from each other. Like, holy shit, I watched all of Umbrella
You guys
Academy.
heard about that?
Yeah.
How come no one mentioned this?
Yeah, I love it when we do that. It's like, yeah, I talked about it. I said it was really
Did you
good.
talk about this? I don't know.
I realized that, like, because
In like February next year, I'll be like, yeah, I watched some Doom Patrol. That's like a low-budget Umbrella Academy.
that's like a straight-up
I
TV
like-
show.
Mackie, I liked when you on No Quarters were like, hey, Demon's Tilt's pretty good. And I'm like, fucker, that was in my Fodies. I talked about that at length. And you're like, anyone play this game? I think it's on Game Pass. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, these
It was
things
in
happen.
your Fodies?
Yes.
Really?
That's how bad last year was.
Really? Demon's Tilt's not that good.
Maybe check out a Turbo Graphics, and he was
I
reminiscent of
explained that as well. I
Yeah.
explained all of this.
that. You grew up with Turbo Graphics, these weird multi-layer pinball things on Turbo Graphics.
yeah.
I don't edit these things. I don't know.
Just saying.
Yeah, but I always
Yeah, don't
appreciate
listen to
when we
the
do these
podcasts.
things. And I was going to say, part of the problem may be I like so many things that I'll generally saying, like, yeah, I like this, watch it. And I sometimes have to, like, no, I really mean it. Like, there's Chuck Fine or Harlow Fine or whatever you want to call it. I mean, the things that I like a lot, but I'm saying, no, Umbrella Academy is like, it's next level,
Cool.
Okay.
All right.
What else you got?
You want me to keep going? All right, shit, fine. Okay,
Do
I'll
it.
continue my Netflix commercial. I watched
Do it.
watched the new Transformers anime because apparently I'm the anime guy now, and everyone else in there that is an anime person out there is going, no, you're not. Fuck you.
Well, Mackie was the anime guy for like 2 months.
Yeah,
2
he
years
was
ago or
watching
whatever.
Miyazaki films. That's different.
I tried to
That's
bring back
anime.
anime.
Yeah, that was during anime.
Yeah, but see, like Miyazaki films are like up here, and all the other anime is like down here. It's like fucking straight television shows.
There were some that was all right.
I know, I'm kidding.
I liked Akira. I
know.
don't know what happened in Akira. but I liked it.
Kira looks really cool though. There's a
Yeah,
lot of
dude's
screaming.
head swelled
I
up
like
and like there was a
Akira.
nuke or something.
That's a good anime.
Yeah.
Akira's good.
But
Yeah, New Tokyo was about to explode. I mean, that's what happens.
Yes, New Tokyo.
Is it good or is it just really interesting looking? I think it's just really interesting looking.
I
yes.
don't know.
Come at me, weebs.
Yeah, give me an edible and a copy of Akira, and we'll see what I think about it.
But
All right.
okay, so they
Premium
build this.
content.
They build this as a Netflix original anime. A lot of the Sound and Fury thing I was talking about last week. Which did anybody watch? No, no listening to the album.
I have not watched it yet. No,
Okay, fine.
I did
6
not
months.
get to listen to the
I know,
album.
6 months. I know. Just,
6 months from now.
I was
it'll be
hopeful.
great.
I just keep listening to the fucking album. Like,
Maybe
over
the
and
end of
over.
the year, I'll be like, dude, Sound and Fury. check this shit out.
Yeah, it's overall.
It's by the guy who made the song for The Dead Don't
I
Die.
know, right? Did you see The Dead Don't Die? That guy did this.
That's good too.
Yeah.
I really like that one.
Did you hear those people on IMDb talking about how bad the music was? They're talking about fucking animes. Anyway, no. Okay, so this is yet another. This was one of those things. I was going to watch this before I discovered the other anime thing. So this was a new Transformers. They're doing like a trilogy series on Netflix. It's called War for Cybertron Trilogy, I believe. First part's called Siege, and it's I think 6 episodes, and then they're going to do another little mini season that's more of it, and then the third season and wrap it up, I guess. And I don't know if they're going to continue it on past that. Call it an anime, if you want my stupid pronunciation, I'll keep doing it.
It's a Japanime.
This would be more closer to call it like Transformers Generation 2020, because it's like it's mostly computer generated stuff, a la the really bad Generation 2 for anyone that remembers that monstrosity. Yeah. Okay, so I mean, like,
or like Beast Wars.
Yeah, Beast Wars was still better than Generation 2. Like, Beast Wars is bad animation. I know of people. I'm not trying to start the Beast Wars war, but people love it.
Story-wise, people love Beast Wars.
Yes, the animation was shit.
Animation-wise,
it was shit. But Generation 2 was even worse. So I'm saying, like, it is mostly computer generated, like, not, oh my god, animation, just serviceable. It's not bad. I'm just saying, like, it's like, oh yeah, you ran this through computer program, make Optimus Prime go. It's because I mean it's generally G1 designs, except Cybertronian version, so the jets are like Cybertron versions, not
triangles,
yeah,
not jets.
And I mean, for some reason Optimus Prime's still a semi. I never saw him with his trailer, but I don't know what purpose a semi would have on Cybertron. But anyway,
all stuff.
All said and done, like it's pretty good. Like, I mean, if you're a Transformers fan, I think it's worth watching. I'm not enough of a Transformers fan to like say, oh, they're doing this. Like, I don't know. Like, I read the comics when I was a kid. That and G.I. Joe were like kind of my gateway comics into other comics. As a lot of kids my age were, and so like, I have like that knowledge from like issue 1 to 80, let's say. I don't know. I don't even remember how many they made, but like it dropped off somewhere towards the end. I didn't keep reading them when I hit a certain age, so I can't say, oh, they lifted this from this IDW comic, because I'm not that Transformers level of guy at all. It's just, I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was interesting that it's like, it's not like the murder fest of the Transformers movie, but they are like allowed to straight up fucking murder characters, when it's story-wise makes sense. Not just like, yeah, all right, trying to clean out the line. It's just, which is what the movie was. Like, get these old characters out. We got to sell more toys. But,
they
it's...
introduced Hot Rod yet?
No. I mean, this is generally following... I mean, RC's there, which is of that era. Yeah. But, I mean, RC's kind of one of those, like, retcon characters where it's like, she's always around. You didn't see her. Right. Because there's also... It's not Alita 1. It is something like that. It's
Alita 1.
Is it Alita 1? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. There's like a couple female Transformers but beyond RC. But yeah, I mean it's all pretty good. I mean, I like how they do Bumblebee's stories specifically. I mean, it might not hit everyone right, but it's interesting to me. And I like what they're doing with the story so far. It's interesting. It's like Cybertron's on the brink of like no more Energon, they're gonna die, and what the fuck, and should we stop the battle? It's like I think other people might not like it because both Megatron and Optimus Prime both have a Captain Ahab complex of like, fuck everything, I'm gonna murder that guy. So, and it's like, it's kind of does this a little bit of a both sides story, but of course Megatron's still a member of the Decepticons, the biggest clue of all time, that they might deceive you, but just saying,
we can trust them.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, for a while they're like, yeah, they're both kind of wrong about how they're doing this, and people are trying to talk sense in them. It's an interesting story, the way it's handled, and it's still kind of fluffy. It's like it's suitable for kids, but if you're a Transformers fan, I don't think it's insulting either.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to have to write a Transformers series at this point, because there are literally like 30 continuities, and everyone's gonna be like, oh, well, you just took from this one. And they all have like similar stuff that threads through them, but it's just like, oh my god, it's not even worth trying to keep track of them anymore. They're just like piled upon each other.
Yeah, because what you described sounds like the one Transformers 360 game I played.
I mean, I know that was
Yeah.
there was actually one of the Transformers games, or maybe that was their series, was called War for Cybertron.
War for
They-
Cybertron was-
They could be based on those for all I know. I didn't play them, so
That game was actually pretty good.
yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I mean, the story wise, this was serviceable. Like I said, the fact that it's like it's not the right voices, like it's somebody kind of trying to do Peter Cullen ish, but the Megatron guy is like, you know, like every once in a while he'll like seem to invoke Frank Welker, but it's like
Yeah.
he's mostly just doing his own thing.
Why not just get Frank Welker?
I don't know. They're both still alive and well, and I thought,
Yeah.
you know, I'm quoting something from another YouTube channel, but yeah, I think Frank Welker's eternal deal that he must appear in all animated things ever, like his deal with the devil, you know. But yeah, somehow he got out of this one. I feel like I actually heard that Frank Welker fucked up his voice. I think
Oh, really?
I think that might actually be why he's not in the Michael Bay ones. Like, I think he couldn't do the voice then. Like, I don't think, because I think they wanted to cast just those two to be, because they were like, these are the two everyone knows what they sound like. Everyone else we can get the stars or, you know, racist caricatures or whatever. But yeah,
Well, who did they get? Wasn't it
it was
This dude from the Matrix.
Hugo
yeah,
Weaving?
Hugo Weaving in the first one. I don't think he carried over to the sequels. Like, I think they had to get somebody else. Maybe Frank Welker did come back for the sequels. That might be the weird thing. But I think he was just like, I can't do the Megatron voice. I will do a new thing.
Which one was the one where Megatron was wandering around the desert in a smock?
That's the second one. Yeah, because that's
I
the
just-
one with Transformer balls.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the one where it's just a big thing in the desert at the end, and you're just like, what is happening? But yeah, him wearing a giant walking robot with a thing, just wearing a disguise, like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hello, stranger.
God, those movies, man.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
Strangely, what did we determine? The third one's the best one? Like,
I think we.
I mean, it's not
we
good.
liked the third one because the second one was so bad. It was.
I
like,
still feel like the
it
third
had nowhere
one's.
to go.
I feel like the third one's like the closest they ever circled around being a proper Transformers movie, though.
Yeah.
Strangely, like I
yeah.
mean, it was like, oh wait, you're actually talking about the things, and they're doing the things, and I mean, this does bring back like. I don't recall in my time of like growing up as a kid the Allspark being a thing until the fucking Michael Bay movies. Maybe it was. Maybe it was.
was.
Was it in the comics?
Yeah,
okay.
Yes.
Yeah, but that
Well,
features
no,
super
it was
heavily
not in
in
the
this.
comic. The comic had the creation matrix.
Okay.
And the cartoon and the movie were the Allspark.
No, the movie had the Matrix because Optimus Prime
it
does
did
the
also.
like. I mean, that was the whole thing. Is like
Yeah,
that's how I
well,
beat
I know the
Megatron.
Allspark was big in like Beast Wars and that sort of shit. I mean, it's been around
Sure.
a lot.
I just don't remember it being a super heavy featured thing during the G1 era. Maybe it was like in the background somewhere, but like it's a major point in this. And like the Matrix is, I like what they do where it's like Prime gets the Matrix of leadership because, you know, he's fucking Optimus Prime, but like Ultra Magnus gets this other part of it. It's like this triumvirate thing where it's like there's not just one leader of the Autobots. They each kind of get like one gets the might and one gets the brains and, you know, Captain Planet style. So
Yeah.
it's interesting.
And one does the budgeting.
Yes. Ted the
That's Calcutron.
Calcutron. Yes.
He turns into a little graphing calculator. He's about
Yeah.
this big.
And one keeps the notes.
Wasn't it Calculon on Futurama? Isn't that the?
It was Calculon.
Calculon,
on
yeah.
Futurama. Yeah.
I know. I'm not.
I didn't want to wholly rip off Futurama.
Sure. I was double checking the math.
Frank Welker did do the voice in the fifth movie.
Okay. So maybe he just had a temporary problem with his voice. I don't know. Or maybe he's just like, fuck those tribal tattoo bullshit things. I'm not voicing that.
Yeah, I mean,
He
those
did
movies
voices-
exist.
Yeah, he did voices in the
But-
second one, just not Megatron. He did Soundwave and he did
Sound Wabe.
and Ravage.
Yeah. I believe like doing the Megatron voice is like really hard on him because like, you know, because I'm pretty sure that
Yeah,
was
he's
like not,
raspy as
I don't think
shit.
that was like that flanged and stuff. I think he like did that shit.
It's like, no, worry about it, guys.
Yeah.
I can do this.
I can do this. I'm a fucking pro.
Yeah, I'm gonna live forever.
We gargle this glass and then we'll be good to go.
Yeah,
Ain't nobody lives forever.
I will always feel that Michael Bay was ill suited to make those, and that we missed out on a bunch of awesome Bad Boys type shit because he was busy making those instead of making the movies he should have been making.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah,
it's
and then
it's
you watch
failures on both
Bumblebee, and
accounts.
it's like, yeah, maybe give that to somebody who knows what the fuck they're doing as far as
Yeah.
telling a story.
Yeah, and then for some
And-
reason everyone shit on Bumblebee.
Fuck all those people.
Yeah, for real.
Like, we don't want this either. I'm like, why? This is
No,
exactly
that-
what you wanted.
That movie's fucking awesome.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. Oh well.
Fuck. Why do I feel like I had one more Netflix thing? I doesn't matter. Somebody else talk for a while. Maybe I'll think
I
of what
watched
else
the
I watched.
Netflix thing.
Okay.
I watched 13th, which is the Ava DuVernay documentary about basically the 13th Amendment and how it created the prison system and how our prison system was exacerbated over the years by politicians who felt they needed to be tough on crime and just basically didn't fix any of the problems and only made them worse. And it's very depressing to watch. And it's not like it's telling us a ton of stuff we didn't already know, to be honest, but I'm glad that it exists because it has so many good interviews with, people that have something to say, so to speak. But yeah, that is a tough watch, and it came out right before the 2016 election, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, it kind of has aged pretty well, sadly. But yeah, I mean, I'm not really sure what else I can say about it. I mean, it's worth watching, and I'm not particularly a fan of her filmmaking otherwise, but in this, I think she does a really good job. And it's the way they use type throughout. They'll have songs that come in, like popular rap songs, and they'll have the lyrics on screen. And whenever anyone says criminal, they make sure to have that word on screen. And it's when it's like during political speeches, during, just during interviews, all that sort of stuff. And it's amazing how often that word comes up. And, it's sad to chart the, the distance everything went, because they also keep a running tally of, at 1960, how many people are incarcerated in the United States, and then 1970 where it is, and then 1980, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh fuck, and because Reagan takes over, and it's just, it's suddenly we're on drugs, and they make a point to say, yeah, people who got caught with cocaine basically got a slap on the wrist, but anyone with crack basically got life in prison. Mm-hmm. So, and also they go over all the stuff that happened with Nixon as far as like, all right, well, we need to find a way to take away people's voting rights, and, equating drugs with hippies and, and black people and basically making that a point to be part of their campaign. And the sad thing is that it worked, and that all these people basically got busted on bullshit charges and all that, and ended up, with no right to vote anymore. So that cured part of their voting bloc that would not vote for them. Yeah. And the only issue I really have is it gets to, the 90s and how Clinton legitimately fucked things up even worse. And the incarceration spike considerably once he's in office, because it was this whole, like, you couldn't get elected unless you were tough on crime. So he almost went too far. And then they just kind of stop with him. And then all of a sudden they're like, all right, and here we are in 2016. And it's like, you're not going to talk about Bush or Obama at all. And yeah, even though, like, I hate to say it, but one of the even bigger spikes is right near the end of Obama's term, like in 2014 to 2016. And they never say anything about it. Mm-hmm. It's like, come on, guys. And I don't think George W. Bush ever got mentioned. Like I don't recall if he ever came up in the entire thing. So that seems a little odd to, show these roots and then just suddenly jump to now. But there is a really good interview near the end where I think I can't remember who it was, but I want to say he was a professor at a college, and he was basically discussing how, it's everyone in their class always said, oh, well, if it was slavery, I would have opposed it. I would have fought against it and all that sort of stuff. And he said, everyone keeps saying how, yeah, if this was happening, I'd do something about it. And he's like, just so you know, that's literally what's happening right now. So the question is, what are you doing about it? And now, of course, 4 years later, we have our answer, in that people are still in the streets protesting. And that means something now. But in 2016, it was a little tougher pill to swallow then. So, but I mean, it's a solid documentary, but I think it leaves out some stuff that I really feel like would have helped it, especially just because they're in such a race to get to the end, and they jump ahead so far in history that it's kind of like, well, stuff happened during Bush and Obama, and I kind of want to hear what it was.
Yeah,
and they just never touch on that.
It sucks that it has that vibe, because I mean that's how I feel like every, revisionist history class I had in school always did that. It was like you were going along at this pace, and then all of a sudden it was like, oh shit, we've got to be at this year by the end of the year, and it was just like, and happened, and anyway, it's like, wait, what? Was World War II like important?
Yeah. And I'll admit,
God,
no, go ahead.
I wish we'd spent less time on World War II.
I mean, I just feel like
you just can turn on History Channel and you'll learn about World War II pretty quick.
Didn't happen
Not anymore, but-
Some of my
True.
didn't happen
But
when I
back
was
in the
in school.
90s.
But and part of it, the problem is in my brain. We watched Last Week Tonight right before that, which had the whole part about education in the United States and how basically the last 50 years is not taught at all.
Yep.
And maybe my brain is kind of, when you bring up education, I can't remember if it was in that documentary. I know the part with the advisor to Reagan, who said how, we have to talk about states' rights and this other stuff instead of using the N-word, basically. That quote is in both the Last Week Tonight segment and was in 13. So my brain is jumbling them a little bit now. So I don't want to say, oh yeah, and that part was in it, when it was probably in the Last Week Tonight segment and not the documentary.
Right.
But yeah, watching them back to back made for a fun night in the Mackey household. We were like, yeah, the world's great.
Sounds
Hooray,
like it.
America.
Yeah.
Yeah, America sucks. Like, sorry.
Well,
like,
Mackey's going to get disappeared tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, it's sad,
Nice knowing
but
you, comrade.
I know a lot of people hate the newsroom, but that opening scene of the newsroom is still incredibly relevant, where he's just like, yeah, America's not the greatest nation in the country, and here's why.
In the world.
And
we
that was
we
what-
are the best country.
or
in the
yeah, sorry,
nation in
if
the country. Yeah.
But what was that? Was that 2014 that premiered, Chuck?
Yeah.
Somewhere like maybe earlier.
I think it was earlier than that. I feel like it was earlier than that,
It was
because it was on for 3 seasons, right, or 2?
That's
3
4.
seasons. I
No,
thought
it was 3.
Yeah. So it had to be earlier than that.
But it was after Obama's second election.
So either way, like 2013, 2014,
2013,
somewhere in there.
2014. Yeah.
Yeah. But either way, we were saying that shit then, and nothing's changed. If anything, it's worse than it was.
Oh, it's definitely worse.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if we had, if we trusted science and math and stuff, we could count it. But
Well, we're so low on the list on science and math.
Yeah,
Why
exactly.
Would we trust
That's what I
Yeah,
mean.
it doesn't matter.
Look, if we paid attention to science and math, we wouldn't have all this winning that we're having right now.
Well, you're either
I
first or
want
you're
the
last,
winning.
and America's never last. So we're definitely first.
Forgot about the winning.
That's because you're so sick of it, Chuck.
It is. It must be.
You're
I'm-
so
I'm
sick of
taking
all
it
the-
for granted is what's
Hey,
happening.
we need to stop getting political, you guys.
Right.
Oh yeah, that's our 3 minutes of political.
Yeah.
Harlan,
Not
talk
allowed.
about more anime.
Well, I
Yes.
mean, thankfully I have something. Remember the other thing that I watched, not Netflix, so you're free of that. But I think it'll lighten the mood, because I know at least several people here really love it. But I've jumped on the What We Do in the Shadows TV train and have watched it all. So,
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Excellent.
You watched both seasons?
yeah, I'm caught up. Like I'm ready for more.
All right.
Yeah, Chuck, you've not watched this?
No.
Have you ever watched the movie?
No.
Okay,
You should do both.
You should get on
Okay.
both. I mean,
I'll do it.
strangely, you need to watch the movie,
6 months.
huh?
In
6 months. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
okay. Hey guys, you haven't heard about this?
I feel like you need to watch the movie only because it will
The
help.
movie is
It's
yeah,
optional,
it
but
establishes the world.
yeah, it's optional, but it's like it will help, because it's like they
Of
pull,
course I will watch
they
it.
make little, allusions to it and stuff like that. So
And one of the characters does show up eventually.
yes,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
what I mean. Yeah. So more than
Yeah,
once,
don't worry.
actually.
I know how things work.
Yeah,
I don't half-ass any of these things.
I really liked it. Like, I mean, I don't, like I don't think it didn't initially click with me. Like it took an episode or two before it was like I was on board. And I think it's just like I immediately like Matt Berry. I mean, I've seen the IT Crowd and stuff. I know Matt Berry's fucking hilarious. So I was on board with him because it's like, oh look, it's Matt Berry doing a Matt Berry thing. So I'm with this. But it took me a while for it to all click. I think it took a couple episodes in, and I don't know what like the hook episode was. I couldn't say that. I was definitely in by like I was in before, but like by the time you get to like the trial, which is one of the actual Taika Waititi directed ones where they pull out all the stops. It was probably Sweep Week or whatever. But yeah, I mean, like by that one, it's like, that's in the first season. And if you're not in by then, you should be in before that. But if you're not in by then, just fucking give up because it's not going to get better or crazier or funnier than that one. I mean, and the episode before when they take the Baron out to party. So, yeah. Yeah, I mean, all that whole like little mini arc was fucking great. And I was dying at things that are just so juvenile and stupid that are hilarious still. I don't care. And I can't say it like him. I want to be able to like work it into everyday conversation on the regular, changing the pronoun. But like during the trial when Matt Berry just goes like, she speaks the bullshit. Like, and I just want to I want to work that into like everything. Just somebody starts talking.
You have to deliver it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't think I have that
operatic way. You gotta.
Yeah, I gotta work on that because that's just like she speaks the bullshit. It's just so good.
Yeah, and I mean it's probably most people's at this point, but the Jackie Daytona episode is, I think it's my favorite one.
Yeah,
just because Mark Hamill is selling so many things so well in that, and the whole just the scene where he takes the toothpick out of his mouth is just the fucking best. It is the absolute best.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good show.
Yeah.
You really should watch it. If you need joy in your life, Chuck, I'm just saying it's twisted joy, but it's joy.
I do. I need some joy.
Yeah, but it's still at the end of the day, it's joy
that fits us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'm just saying, like there's some like blood gushes and blood fountains and things like that, but it's all mostly under the guise of joy. That's what's so bizarre. Yeah.
When Colin gets overpowered.
When he gets the promotion at work.
When he got the promotion at work. That I think, because I can't pick Jackie Daytona because everybody else has picked it. I think that's my favorite episode.
Mine would either probably be the trial or just on a personal level. The what was it? The curse, the one where he gets the email.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like that one's just like from a personal things I can use on an everyday level of laughing, snickering about stuff. It's probably that one. I
love how they wring an entire episode worth out of that too.
Yeah, that's what's great. It's good writing. It's really good stuff. Yeah.
We'll see you in 6 months to talk about it, Chuck.
Okay, I can't wait.
You should watch it for Halloween, Chuck.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
October month.
I don't remember how many episodes are, but you could probably make a whole What We Do in the Shadows content cast. Just like break the movie up into a couple episodes and.
You might need to. I don't know.
Anyway, the only other thing I watched is like completely non sequitur, other than to say, I take that back. Two things I watched. We hinted at the outrage or whatever earlier about they're going to VOD the Mulan remake thing onto Disney Plus. But then I was like, I've never seen original Mulan, so I should probably do that before I really heavily weigh on one side or the other about this. I mean, I can have my opinion just on the, the state of the industry and what this may or may not do, but before I get too excitable about this on one side or the other, I should probably watch original Mulan. So I did. It's fine. It's better. It's better. Like I think that was post Hercules, where I just been like, fucking Disney's done again. Kind of mood, because like Hercules just fucking killed that train dead in its tracks for me. I think Mulan was the one from the year after, perhaps.
Yes.
So I think I was just like, nah.
Yeah, it was like Hunchback of Notre Dame, and then Hercules, and then Mulan.
And there was also Pocahontas in there, which is also just.
That was 95.
Yeah.
So that was before Hunchback.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like, it was that one kind of started the these are not going to be the the songs aren't going to be particularly catchy. I'm sorry, the songs in Milan are not particularly catchy at all. But the story wise, it's fine.
But Eddie Murphy's a dragon.
Eddie Murphy is a dragon, named Mushu. Mushu, sorry. Mushu. Because Wushu would have actually been okay. Mushu's where it's like, fuck you.
Oh,
His
if I could
name
make
was
that the episode title.
His name was Mugu Gai Pan.
Yeah.
Get
He's
it
the
right.
cream of some young guy. But yeah, it's I don't know. It's fine. It's just it's one of those problematic things. I know, and I realize Aladdin's in the same boat with just like Orientalism, where it's just like, oh look, mystical shit, and it's like we just jumbled up a bunch of shit from different cultures, sort of, kind of. I don't know. What do you think? And we got some Japanese guys to place these kids. We don't know. Just they're Asian, whatever.
We don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just it's a weird hodgepodge, but it's at the end of the day, it's fine. Like I liked it. Like as a movie, I think it's better than those other ones I mentioned. I think like the action sequences are particularly well done in that, and which is why the remake might actually make for a good, interesting movie. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's just like, yep, that's still that section of Disney before. I mean, Disney's has its waves, Like it's always happened. Like they come in with like Little Mermaid to Lion King or whatever, and it's all fucking hits, and then back to kind of that's fine, and then up again at Tangled, it's like, hell shit, they're knocking them out of the park again. So yeah. But while I was on Disney Plus, I decided to start a journey that I only partially completed that will unfold over the next couple of weeks. I decided to rewatch the original Mary Poppins in the eventual desire to get to Mary Poppins Returns.
Okay.
And also I'm going to watch that the biopic movie, the biopic with Tom Hanks. Yeah, I know. It's fine. It's going to happen. I love Tom Hanks and I love Emma Thompson. So even if it's just like, I will still enjoy it. Yes. But I just want to see it. But in the ongoing Lin-Manuel Miranda debate, I figure I need to add that film to my my catalog of like defense and or whatever opinions on him. So I want to get there.
A spoiler?
What? He sucks? Yeah, I know.
He's gonna suck.
I'm sure. But yeah, I just rewatched Mary Poppins, and
Did you like Mary Poppins?
Mary Poppins is a weird movie because it's like it's one of those
You're a
movies.
weird movie.
Well, no, it's a weird movie because it's like more from a moral fable standpoint. It's like we're going to tell you to do all the wrong things until the very last second. We're going to tell you to make all the worst choices and then go like, yeah, what we're trying to say is balance your life better. And it's like that fable doesn't play out until like the last 20 minutes of the movie. And it's real weird because it's just like the whole time you're watching it like as an adult and you're going, fuck them kids, like get back and like stop being assholes. like you're being shitty, and Mary Poppins, you're not fucking helping. So, I mean, like I said, it's like, okay, great, go have a whimsical adventure, but it's like at the end of the day, like you also need to not fucking like get chimney soot all over the fucking house and stuff too. It's just like there's a balance
That's
here.
how you know we're old. You're like, man, motherfuckers making a mess up in this house in Mary Poppins. Fuck y'all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fuck them kids.
I know. It's fine. I love Mary Poppins still. I like as an adult, it's a weird thing to go back to because the way that morality plays out over the course of that movie, it's just like, hey, do all the wrong shit, and then like, nah, I gotta pull that in, like reel that in the last 20 minutes. Let's not send these children out of here if it's fucking monsters, even more so. But yeah, I on a personal note, I will say. And maybe this is too revealing or not something that everyone else shares, but
Keep your shirt on.
revealing from a internal emotional stance. Do you ever have do you have something where it's like, if and when I decide to like totally go crackpot crazy, like the day my sanity just fucking snaps, like do you have this like thing that haunts you and you're like, this is all I'm going to hear when I fucking go finally insane, right? Do you have anything like this where it's like I worry about like the thing that's going to be rattling around in my more insane head when I finally just fucking go fucking nuts? And I'm sure you're going to make a Hamilton
the song
joke,
on
right?
YouTube TV when they don't sell ads.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but
No.
I'm pretty sure supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, like after they say that part, is going to be what makes me crazy. Like that when I go crazy, that's what I'm gonna fucking hear on fucking repeat because like that is the most like that's the other thing about Mary Poppins is that is the most frantic fucking movie every song at that is like at 110 to 120 beats per minute. It's like there are like 3 like slow the fuck down songs in that whole goddamn movie. That movie is like marching band, the first marching band, like the FAMU at the front of the parade going fucking nuts, like level of like excitable music in that movie. It is just like and like Dick Van Dyke just go like, it's like everyone's on fucking speed in that movie, and it's like every song, but like the crescendo
songs don't have key changes, they have speed changes.
They have speed changes, yes. And
it's like this verse is like now it's on 78 RPMs.
Yes, and when supercalifragilistic, etc. That second part, like that is going to be my insane sound when I fully snap, because that just reaches a frantic pace that almost drives me mad now. So
they do have a key change in supercalifragilisticexpialidocious,
Perhaps.
but they also have a tempo change.
yes, like 15 of
The
them.
tempo change is just to fuck you up for a second until they ramp it back up into 200 beats per minute.
Yeah, that
manic mode.
Yeah, that is
so not
that is an
bad.
insane pace. And like I said,
Yes.
when the people were just in the back going, I'm like, God damn it! I'm like, I'm on the edge already, man. If I don't get outside soon.
So you're turning into Cornholio when that happens.
It's kind of the hottest take on on Mary Poppins.
Yeah.
I
You're
think
gonna be
it's
like, damn.
the strange thing
I
is
never thought about it that way,
I
but holy shit.
I feel like that's been in the back of my head since I was like 4 years old or whatever age I was that I was first subjected to either the movie or the record, because that's the era we lived in. I don't know which I saw first, or heard first.
Child Harlow was like, I don't like this.
Yeah, I
don't know
feel
why.
like it's like this haunting thing. Like I've had like a traumatic childhood experience, like rewatching this, where I was like, the fucking Tommy knockers are coming after me, or the Babadook or some shit. Just like, holy shit, I've reheard the fucking supercalifragilisticexpialidocious medley.
Babadook in the shape of Mary Poppins.
It's like spit spot.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, if you ever wanted Mary Poppins as the Babadook, there you go. I don't think the Babadook actually sounds like that. It's just, yeah. Anyway, yeah, so that's it. I will probably do whatever the Mr. Banks movie is next, and then do Returns, just because that's the release order. And I figure watch a biopic about the first movie, and then watch the second movie. And I have no idea how much it has to do with the other one, other than I think they got Dick Van Dyke back. So, Dick Van Dyke back. Yeah, I think they brought him back.
Oh, are
so.
we going back to Aaron Neville times?
Yeah. No, you just have to say that more frantic.
They brought Dick Van Dyke back.
Dick Van Dyke back.
I don't know if Julie Andrews is in it or not.
No, she was making Aquaman.
Oh, well, that would also be too weird, because, I mean, I think we're supposed to believe that Emily Blunt is Julie Andrews, but
Yes.
somehow Bert aged, so
Yes.
I don't know. And then Lin-Manuel Miranda is not Bert. Maybe he's Ernie. I don't know. Not sure what his
Hello,
role
I'm
is. I don't know.
Oi, governor.
That's
I'm not
that's
Bert.
that's ultimately why I'm actually getting there. Is I want to hear him do the Cockney accent. Like,
It's not bad. It's
really?
not
You've
it's
seen
not
it?
the-
Okay.
It's not the yeah. I've seen it. It could be worse.
Okay. That's really kind of I know nothing about that movie, so like I'm going in totally blind. Other than I know Emily Blunt and he are in it. That's about it.
Yeah, we all went and saw Aquaman that day.
It would be a good use of your time to Emily Blunt before you go watch the Mary Poppins Returns. I think.
I didn't catch that. Did anyone else?
It broke up for a
you
second.
sputter. What am I supposed to do with Emily Blunt? And
Yeah, what was
you can insert any verb. Feel free.
The Smoke and Emily Blunt. I was talking about the marijuana.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
The
I was,
weed.
I was ready to fight Jim from The Office, fisticuffs style. Speaking of The Office, I think we have some correspondence.
Oh shit, you're right.
Oh, hot
What?
damn.
I don't know. Did anyone else have any other things to talk about? I didn't mean to step all over that. It just seemed like a good seg.
Nope.
There is a hot take in
It
one
was
of
a
the
good
emails.
seg until you mentioned it was a seg.
Well, we're probably cutting all this. As someone pulls up the emails.
Chuck doesn't edit anything.
Beep.
Chuck just makes sure that the 4 lines line up,
Yes.
and that's it.
And
And then
I just
hits
hit publish.
Publish.
That's how podcasting works.
Yes. Sometimes he photoshops the word time onto a box of Fruit Loops. in Comic Sans font just
That
to
was-
piss me off.
That was more work I've done for the podcast in 10 years.
It shows.
Yeah, actually, not true. But
Not true.
Chuck
Yeah,
is our shipping and receiving coordinator, and we very much appreciate that.
Among
the
other
import
things.
exporter of-
Yeah, speaking of that, buy a shirt.
Buy a shirt. Buy a shirt. Buy a motherfucking shirt. They're not
Yeah.
expensive.
Yeah.
They'll
We're
go
trying
on
to
your
clear
body.
out. We're clearing out the last of our silver shirts. If you're on the live stream, you can see I am wearing one, and it is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And it is amazingly comfortable. So go to what is it? bmfcast.bigcartel.com.
Bearsuitstudios.bigcartel.com.
Oh, okay.
There is a link on the website, bamfcast.com.
Mhm.
Bamfcast.com.
Got some
Take you right
size-
to the shirts.
Got a few sizes left. If it doesn't fit you, deal with it.
Yeah, change
Buy
size.
it anyway.
Small, large, and double XL last time I checked.
Correct.
Oh, so just buy the double XL and throw it in the dryer for a year.
Or start
and then
playing
you'll be
video games
perfect.
and call it a medium.
Yeah. Or just, you know what? Or just start eating.
Gamer medium. I
Yeah,
love it.
a gamer
Yeah,
medium.
yeah.
That's what we call it.
Get your quarantine shirt. You're probably an XXL now.
If not, you
real.
will be. I mean, we didn't have the summer to work off all of your,
Yeah, no.
Yeah. And if you're not, just park your ass on the couch and start eating. I mean, what the
Mm-hmm.
fuck?
Yeah.
yeah.
Live that dream.
Yeah, eat like
This
there's
is
no
your
tomorrow
chance.
because there's a good
It's your
chance.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
We're all going
Or-
to die someday, so you might as well eat the fuck out while you're doing it.
Or lose a whole lot of weight so that you can wear the small.
By the way, that's what she said. Just, it needed to be said.
Yeah.
What was that?
That's what she said. It had to be said.
Yeah.
Eat the fuck out.
Eat the fuck out.
We're all gonna die.
Yeah.
Besides,
Anyway.
we want to get to our bronze colored shirts.
Right.
I bet they'll look sharp.
They'll
I'm
look
looking
just
for
like the
them.
gold if we do bronze.
Yeah, they will. We'll let people pick a color. It'll be neon pink.
Maybe we do bronze, but it's on a different colored shirt.
I promise you, if we let people pick a color, it's going to be white text on a black shirt. Again.
I'm saying we do a different
I
colored
s-
shirt with the bronze, and then it's
I
all
still
good.
think if we go back to those hot dog colors, the red and yellow
Bruh.
shirts,
I
that
want
was a
hot dog
pretty good
shirts
look.
so bad.
it was a good looking shirt.
We could do hot dog shirts. Whatever.
Yeah, hot dog.
Ah, we can do hot dog shirt. Yeah. It's funny hat.
I don't know. Anyway, buy a shirt.
Yeah.
Here's some emails.
Anyway, here's emails.
You all right over there, Muttley?
And after all,
They're like Wonderwall, except they're emails.
yeah.
So, first one that's from Late Elf, who says, "Hey Google, turn this shit up. Hey guys, coming from the land of the stupid shit you do when you have kids, I ask, what's the most elaborate or ridiculous, if this then that setup that you've ever used to avoid dealing with someone? My wife just set up her Google Mini to kill on command. Unfortunately, it's presently limited to stupid YouTube videos, but all she needs is motivation to make me obsolete. Second question. A friend of mine received the new Lego NES set, the kind you put together by the book, though this one comes with 2 books, both 200 pages apiece. Apparently, they're over half an inch thick. Pretty sweet, but at a $230 price point for a Lego set. ... Do you have a ridiculously priced, I just thought this was cool item? What is it? Thanks for everything, Late Elf.
Do I have one or do I want one? That's
Like,
Well,
so
did
much of
you
the shit
have
I have
any-
in my house.
Yeah, ridiculously priced. I thought this was cool item.
my TV. That's about it.
As the guy who has like tens of thousands of dollars worth of Transformers, probably one of those. Probably Fort Max, which is like a Transformer that was a base that when is a robot, it is about 3.5 feet tall. And it
Jesus.
has literally no place in my house to be. But I was single at the time, so it had a place. But now now its place is in the attic.
Fort Min.
But I thought it was pretty fucking cool, and it cost me like $200.
I've bought a couple of guitars that I didn't need because they were cool. That's, $200 a piece, 200 and 250. I have my Lego Y-Wing, my this big Lego Y-Wing.
Mm-hmm.
That was definitely one of those. Oh, this is fucking cool. it's $70, but I have to have it because it's fucking cool.
I mean, I think by that token, we've all done this is why we work dumb shit to each other.
Yes, we have.
Yes, we have. I mean, if we try to make a list of all those, that's all been dumb shit that one of us talks the other one into doing it because we're all right on the precipice of doing it anyway, and we just need some peer pressure to do the wrong
We
thing.
need our
Yeah.
friends to push us over the
Yeah.
edge.
Yeah. So, I mean,
Boy,
yeah.
this dumb thing is cool.
Yeah,
Buy it.
I have zero regrets about it. I mean, TV gets lots of daily use, so that's not like a frivolous, like, that's cool. Like, I mean,
No,
that's practical, basically, at this
That's
point.
an appliance.
Yeah.
That's
I mean, I'd have to think about, like, oh, that's fucking stupid, and it has no reason for me to own it, but I must have it.
Yeah. I am surprisingly practical with my money for as reckless as I encourage you guys to be with your money.
Yeah, the Lego set sounds like I don't get that. Like I saw it show up on Twitter, and I was like, and maybe I'm just not a Lego person, but I don't get it.
It's
at all.
that cross section
that
of
come-
extreme fandom, of any Nintendo people and Lego people. It's just like it's that perfect thing where it's just like two fandoms that are just maybe a little too insane. So
Does that come with both like the NES and the TV portion that
I
moves?
think maybe it does. I don't know. I mean, I think
Okay.
it's. I mean, I think it's an
that's
impressive.
How much money
Cool.
and having that big an instruction manual, it must.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm sure it's
that's
cool. It's just I'm just
pretty awesome.
not that big a Lego person. I mean, they're fine. I grew up playing with them, but we had Space Set. I'm old. Like we didn't have like cool
I'm gonna
Legos.
get
It
my
was-
Lego set.
We had City and Space. It was like that was it. By the time I was getting out of Legos, they were like, "Hey, you like pirates?" And I was like, "I would have, but now I'm too old." Fuck you, Lego. We didn't have like all the crazy Star Wars and every other thing
Hey,
that
you
there
like-
is now.
Yeah. Yeah, the only pirating I do these days is movies.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
I'm over here downloading porn pictures that take me 12 hours to get a JPEG. That's the kind of pirating I'm doing
Yeah,
at this
man,
age.
those were the days.
Yeah.
you like movies about gladiators?
Oh, you mean Gladiator?
I was saying I came up at a weird time of Legos where it wasn't like this, like it wasn't this end all be all brand like it is now.
Yeah,
like,
no, the space set was the oddity. It was like, oh wow, these Legos don't match any of the other Legos I
Right.
have.
So yeah,
Here you go. If you watch the live stream, I
That's-
guess I gotta turn off my background.
You probably do.
it's a John Cena wing.
It's not that bad back there. That's
That's a Y wing.
It's a good looking Y wing.
It's
Pretty sweet
fucking-
Y-wing.
It's awesome.
How long did it take you to put together?
3 hours.
Did you use the crackle?
The what?
Did
You have not
crazy
seen the
glue it?
Lego movie, have you?
I
Yeah.
Well, Chuck just spoiled it for you. So.
Did you crazy glue any pieces together?
no, I did not.
Oh shit!
What?
Behold my Y-wing.
Did something just come flying from off screen? That didn't look like it came from the.
No, it did.
Oh, okay.
Let's
I got it at such a velocity it bounced off of your camera or something.
Lazy dude.
Yeah, it did.
Because it looked like it came sideways.
Like you had an assistant off camera just fling a.
I also want to point out that you fell right into the trap of the email by saying the first part of it. You just anyone that's listening on speakers just fucked with all their Google devices.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's. I'm just calling the person that wrote that out. That you're welcome. If that's what you wanted to happen.
Yeah,
I hope
only
you're
other
happy.
only other thing I think of is a lot of the Mondo stuff that comes out. Like it's that limited quantity shit that I just go nuts over. But one of the original, like the black and white Jurassic Park one, I got for Jen for her birthday. Like God, what was that? Like 7-8 years ago now. And it's super cool. Got it framed and everything. But that was one where I was like, I don't know how I actually got it. And I ordered it, I want to say in like July, and her birthday's in December. And it was like, it came in like literal days before her birthday. And I was panicking because
I
I'm
remember
like,
you stressing about
I
that.
was like, you motherfuckers, are you going to ship this thing or what?
So I saw the speaking for sidebarring on Mondo. I saw the biggest, like, fastest nope one of their posters I've ever done. Did you see the one? I think the email came in today. It was this like, is it kawaii? Is that how you say the like cutesy little Japanese shit.
Yes.
Yeah, it
Kawaii.
was a Kawaii the Thing poster. It was just fucking stupid. I mean, God bless you if you like
seen
it,
that
but
one.
you know, I'm saying like it was just a big time like nope. Like,
Yeah.
hey, easy pass.
They offered the Springs one, and I liked it, but it was only like a 18 by 24, and
Yeah,
I'm like,
that's what they always do, isn't it? Or were
no,
they
the one
bigger?
I got Jen is like it's
24 by 36.
24 by 36.
So,
I mean, it's
not-
not the full 27
yeah.
by 40 movie poster, but
But yeah, it's at least Walmart poster size.
yeah. Yeah, well, at least 24 by 36, you can just buy a nice frame for it
Right.
pretty easily with a mat, and it fits. So,
Yeah.
moving on.
Oh, one last part of that email was he
Sure.
speaking about like the
Moving
actual
back.
like IFT thing, like IFFT? Is that what he
Yes.
was asking about? Does
Yes.
anyone even mess with anything like that? The
I
closest
do
I came
not
was
anymore.
our dumb like pre-movie roll thing I did on whatever the fuck it was, Preplex Cody,
Yeah.
XBMC or whatever. I had it
Yeah.
programmed up to like I
10
like
minutes of
Yeah, well,
drive-in commercials.
I had it like timed out so that like it was like yes we had time to eat because we would always go get food and come back and sit and eat food in the theater and then play like a trailer or two just as we were wrapping up and then like into the movie. So like that was the closest to like any sort of automation thing I ever did was program this pre-roll thing for what we did down to like timing it out like okay this usually takes us this long, spending way too much time finding dumb drive-in movie theater concession stand ad type things.
Yeah, I remember when T Straw was doing movies in his backyard on his garage because he had that big projector. I started making video discs with trailers on them that I was going to bring over, like when I got to pick a movie for the night, and then I got lazy and never did it. But I remember wanting I had lists of trailers together for specific movies.
That's
that
if
we were
this
gonna try
then
and do.
nah.
Yeah, that's kind of what it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's something
F
about
this.
like, but it was just I think it was more the actual process of doing it that was fun to me. It was being like, all right, if we're gonna watch Alien on the screen, like of course I'm probably going to get a 2001 trailer and then maybe get like the cheesy Star Wars It's About a Boy, a Girl in Space trailer, and then I was always trying to figure out okay what would be the third one, and something like related but totally different. But
That's when you throw in like a trailer for Arthur or something else that came out that year. We're just like, I don't know, it's fucking 1979 bullshit. Here's 10. Yeah. I don't know, just like supposedly raucous comedies of the day. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to back up. I was just curious if like he was actually they whatever was referring to like that actual like automation type thing. If
I think so.
okay. Yeah. None of us are quite that nerdy. I have like smart light routine things. That's about as fun, fun down the line as I like to go.
I basically don't have any smart devices in my house. Only my phone listens to me and then gives me stupid ads because of conversations I had with my wife. I hate it. Yep. Next one up's from Evan. Says, it's Evan. Okay, bad news over. Hey, Bamfcast. It's been a while since I last wrote you cats. It's hard getting messages out from my bunker built inside a whale's stomach. Do the people still laugh? I miss them so. Oh, dear me. Sniff. Anywho, just wanted to send warm thoughts and encouragement to you guys. You're doing top shelf work, and laughter is needed in these dark times. And I mean every word of that. Also, might I suggest the horror/apocalyptic/suburban satire, She Dies Tomorrow, for the second half. It'll hit streaming soon, and it might intrigue you guys. It's like if Larry Cohen and John Carpenter had a baby, and then the baby decided to take peyote. Actually, that sounds terrible, but the film is good. Take care, CNB, Evan. I have heard about She Dies Tomorrow, and it did not sound like that. So,
I don't know.
but I am
anything about
interested in it. Yeah, that's getting back to kind of like the whole Milan thing. It's so weird having stuff at home almost immediately, and it's like I feel like movies almost get more of a zeitgeist because everyone can see them at this point. It's like Hulu, people are going to borrow somebody's password to watch whatever. So it's so weird and different right now. And is the Mulan thing, is that a rental or do you get it for
Oh, that's a
30 bucks?
rental. That's a rental for $30.
Wow.
Didn't somebody else start doing $20 rentals?
Oh, yeah, that
before
Yeah, they
was
did
the-
20 was like what they did when it first started.
Yeah, like Trolls World Tour and
Yeah, Emma and
yeah.
something else.
I mean, the thing is like,
Wasn't there a pre-Rona thing that was like $20 movie rentals?
I mean, they've occasionally
not
tried,
really.
At home streaming things, but it's not usually like tentpole movies. It's not like big studio things usually.
Trolls was the very early thing where it seemed like, oh, we're doing this now. All right, let's go, and then no one else did it.
Did Disney do Outward or whatever the Pixar one was? Was that a rental first before it just went
I
free?
think it got a
Yes.
few weeks of like, oh, it's VOD, but they kind of like announced right off the bat like it's going to be on Disney Plus, and that's the thing is like I think they're all just like getting in a pissing match now because it's like all the video on demand people are like, hey, you can't just tell people it's going to be on the service they may already have for free in 3 weeks. No one's going to bother buying it here or whatever, So, I think that's why they're taking it to their own thing. But I just think, I mean, at that, it's like at the very least, like turn it into like I own it, like for that kind of money. I mean,
Yeah.
that's crazy. Like for a rental, like that's
I
just.
think they said as long as you have the service, you can watch it whenever.
I thought they said it was a 48-hour rental window type thing. Like,
Well, I think it's 48-hour if you're not a Disney Plus subscriber, but I
Oh.
think you retain access to it if you also subscribe to Disney Plus. I think.
okay,
I don't know. I immediately stopped paying attention because I don't care.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing is like I'm not like if they like let's flip the tables and let's say they were going to do like Black Widow or something I might actually care about. I might do it, and I probably wouldn't complain. It's just the thing is like, I didn't think Mulan the original was like an amazing thing. These remakes have been generally substandard to watchable, but not like I'm going to drop $30. And B, obviously I don't have the family. Like if you have 4 kids or whatever, it's like that's a no brainer. Right. Like here, like we're going to sit down and watch this now, and that's fine. But it's a weird move / a weird thing to do it with, and I understand it's like they're kind of testing the waters or whatever, but it's a strange move.
I mean,
Yeah,
I know we're definitely going to do it for Bill and Ted.
Yeah.
Like when they announced that, I was like, oh yeah, we'll do that.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, like I said,
Even though it's only 64 minutes or whatever the hell.
yeah, but I mean, like that's the weird thing. It's like that one's probably going to be a buy it and keep it. I don't know. Some of these are, and some of them aren't. It's like it's by the studio. Like
I'm pretty sure it's a rental.
okay, because I mean, you look at some of these other ones that are on iTunes or whatever that should be in the theaters now. Like some of them are buy and some of them are rent, and it's a weird mixed bag. Like I said, I don't understand the idea of like the rental period when you're stuck in house. Like why rent versus just like if you're charging me the match, just give it to me. Like fucking leave it.
I think everyone looked at what Trolls made money and Scoob made money, and they're like, well, if this model works, we're not going to make it better for everybody if they're okay with this shitty version.
Sure.
Yeah. And somebody pointed out on Twitter that like if they get 16.5 million rentals, that basically breaks them even for the budget of that movie at $30. So
They'll absolutely get that.
Yeah. And that's got to be what they're banking on at this point. But yeah, it just, I mean, and there's plenty of people who are like, well, $30, you figure if you were going to the theater and, 2 people going to the theater and buying popcorn, there's your $30 right there. And it's like, yeah, you're not wrong, but
I just feel like there needs to be some sort of concession to like, I rent it now and then eventually I get a copy forever. Like that. I mean, if you want to do that, if you want to take it away for some time and it's up to me to pay again to watch it again, that's fine. But like, a year from now, it should just fucking appear in my library. Like, especially at that price. That's all I feel like. And maybe I would have a totally different frame of mind. I'm speaking that I am a single man in the house. Like, I'm not going to pay $30 to watch that, fucking one of the live action Disney remakes. That's
the
just,
thing is that it's such a weird value proposition for people where it's like single person $30, no. 2 people $30, maybe.
Yeah.
3 people or more,
sure.
Yeah, fuck
absolutely.
yeah, that's a bargain.
Yeah.
so weird.
Yeah. Plus,
Yeah.
if you have access to it for 48 hours, you can just like, okay, kids, just you 2 can watch it now, and then 3 of you can watch it later.
Yeah. Kids, just mainline this shit. Just keep watching it.
No, I'm sure that. I mean,
2 days.
I'm sure that drops on like a Friday or something because that will
Yeah.
already be back to school time or whatever the fuck we're doing.
Doesn't
But
it drop Labor Day weekend?
what? Yeah, I'm just saying. Like, I guarantee you, like the peak rentals they're gonna have are like Friday 5:01 or whatever to get the max amount of time through the entire weekend because that's
Yeah.
how kids are. Is like watch it again, watch it again, watch it again. And it's like
I mean,
fucking go nuts.
when I was a kid and we had our 2 video rentals for the 2 or 3 days, it was like, how many times can I watch this before we have to take it back? I watched so many movies over and over and over again. Movies that probably didn't deserve to be watched over and over again, but
It was rare. I would rewatch an occasional one, but never more than twice. Like I don't think I ever even with like renting Star Wars or something, back when you had to. Like I still don't think I would ever try to like watch it more than twice in a rental period.
yeah.
But yeah, it's a thing. Like I said,
See
it's
how
just
it
I think
goes.
the biggest shock about it is that here's a service. It'd be like if Netflix, like you said, tomorrow was like, hey, Netflix movie for sale, and everybody'd be like, what? You can do that? Like where has that ever been? Like I didn't. Huh. I don't know.
I mean, I could see Netflix do that if Netflix didn't say we're going to buy this thing outright from you. If they just said you can host it here and you can get 70% of the take. Or
Well, I
whatever.
mean, they have their own movies though too. I mean, Netflix is producing their
Sure.
own content. I'm saying like if they made one of the really big movies and they're like, "Now this one's going to cost you $10 extra," like I don't know how people would react to that. Like, it's a weird thing. Like it just flipping it that little bit to something that's so ubiquitous because it's like this is like setting up a tiny bookstore inside the library. You don't expect that. You walk in and it's like, oh, why is there like a tiny Borders? Not that they exist anymore. Why is there a Borders kiosk here that sells like 2 books? Like, and the rest of these are
Because
all
these books
part of
are
my
new.
free card thing. Like that's
Because one's the new Tyler Rake book. Come on now.
Yeah, Tyler Rake.
yeah. I just like I said, you'd be a little shocked if like you walked in and saw. Well, you'd be shocked if you walked anywhere and saw a physical bookstore. But I mean, especially inside of a library, you'd think that was a little weird. I think.
Yeah.
True. All right, last email. This one's from Birdie. Title is Dora the Destroyer.
Good luck.
Hey guys. So during this time, I've been enjoying streaming services, and besides watching DuckTales and the superior American version of The Office for the 800th time, I found 2 movies that I didn't expect to enjoy, but I feel like they are BMF worthy and 5 Jocks contenders. First, Guns Akimbo, or as I call it, Harry Potter and the No Good, Terrible, Huge, Very Bad Day. If you can get used to Daniel Radcliffe's American accent, it's a fast-paced and fun action movie that is kind of like Scott Pilgrim or the first Kick-Ass. Lastly, I saw Dora and the City of Gold, which is a lot of fun, even though if I described anything about the movie besides Michael Pena being hilarious, it would keep you away from the movie. Somehow it reminds me of the Brady Bunch movie and 21 Jump Street at the same time. It's the kind of movie I think you'd either give it 5 stars or 5 bags. I'm not sure where I lean, but I think it's Jocks worthy. He leaves with a haiku, both of them on Prime. Enjoyable to you guys. Crash and burn, fellas. Birdie. Except for my Chili's kiosk machine that I'm not sure I should be touching because of COVID-19.
I have a question.
Don't touch the Chili's kiosk machine.
I have a question
Children
related.
have touched that.
Don't go to a Chili's.
Well, that too. Yeah. The Dora comparison to 21 Jump Street or Brady Bunch movie, to me, both of those worked more so having seen the original things. I have never seen a frame of a Dora the Explorer. Do I need to? Like, am I going to
Yes.
get the same
Thus
kind of?
begins your Dora the Explorer.
No, because I mean
Hashtag
it's more
rewatch.
like a nah. It's like I a lot of that works because it's like, haha, we're poking fun at this source material, and if I have zero Dora knowledge, because
You could probably watch a 5-minute clip of that and understand what that entire show is.
okay,
It's the kind of it's like Blue's Clues. It's
I,
like
I,
once you see,
I have a basic understanding of it via before I kind of hated him. I don't hate him. Before I really turned to a dislike of Kevin Smith, like he went on a rant about when his daughter was young and that kind of shit was on the TV all the time about characters, and I have the basic understanding through third person talking about it. I'm saying like,
you might be okay then.
yeah, I'm aware of Dora and Swiper and Diego, I think.
You're good.
Yeah.
All I know is she explores.
Does she really? Let's unpack what Dora actually explores.
Is this a Dora thing? Does she unpack things?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
know
I thought maybe that was part of the
nothing
show.
about
Like,
Dora the
it's like her,
Explorer.
it's like she opens up her backpack and it's like, it's a new, like,
She does have a backpack.
random, like,
I know
oh,
that.
this is what's in my backpack this week. And everyone sings along like, it's a mirror and a comb and a compass.
And a handgun.
Yeah. And a suicide note.
Well, that went a slightly better than I intended.
It was their last exploration, the final frontier.
I would watch that version of Dora.
I all know ill will towards Dora.
Dora the Destroyer.
Sure, there's a Mad TV sketch that is exactly this,
I'm sure, yeah.
or Keenan and Kel.
Sorry, I'm sorry. I
Or
just
whatever
ruined some
show
people's
Kel has
childhoods
been on
by
for the last 20 years.
by
That's only Kel.
taking Dora to a dark place. But I don't know anything about Dora, and generally speaking, that target age demographic style television shows are insufferable when you're over the target age demographic. Like other ones are arguably still watchable, but like when you target the like 5 to 6 year old, it's like you can't watch that beyond 5 to 6 because it's just like, here's a thing. Thing. Yay. It's all real slow because their brains are kind of mushy still. So there's no enjoyment to be had when you are above that age group. Unless you're taking edibles. Then you can watch Teletubbies all day, I guess. There's a fucking talking baby son in that. I know this. That shit is weird.
Fucking Tinky Winky time, man.
Anyway. Don't touch Chili's.
Yeah. Don't touch that machine. Children who have watched Dora the Explorer, who have mushy brains, have touched it.
Yep. Blue onions and mushy brains.
And besides, why do you want to play games on that thing? You have a phone. And if you don't have a phone, what are you doing in a Chili's?
If you actually send us an email on it, I'm all for that, though. Like if it was actually sent from the kiosk somehow, that would be amazing. But I don't think it was.
Yeah.
You
And
know
now,
what you should do if you have
now
a phone?
Chili's has stolen your identity.
In the future,
You're
all
going to
podcasts
get an
are
order on
Chili's.
your credit card. Your bank statement's going to be like, wait, 5,000 pounds of chicken? What the?
Who bought like
5,000
$3,000
pounds
worth
of
of
microwave and
bric-a-brac
bag
to put on the walls?
It's a lot of tendies.
Bric-a-brac.
No, the bric-a-brac's out, man.
What? They don't have flair and bric-a-brac on the Chili's walls
Oh,
anymore?
no, all places. It's all gone, man.
Except for Cracker Barrel.
Yeah,
Cracker Barrel
sure.
still has bric-a-brac.
Oh, I think don't other places still have Bennigan's, and we're just Bennigan's list.
No,
Bennigan's
there's
was like,
only, there's like one Bennigan's in Bloomington, Illinois.
oh, that's
or
it.
something.
Okay, I thought it was just.
Yeah, it's like Blockbuster.
I thought it
it's
went
like
away
Blockbuster.
from our town. I didn't realize it went away everywhere. But that, I mean,
Ooh,
that
our town. Yeah, you know.
that was clearly yes. We're making
It
all the
went away from
topical.
our town.
Yeah, like the last
References
time I
here.
ate at a Bennigan's, the waitress tried to sell us meth. It was fucking terrible.
Was it the one in Regency?
No, it was the one on Bay Meadows.
Oh, the good
Okay.
one.
No.
No, that one actually
was
was
not
worse
good.
than the one
They
in
cooked
Regency
that meth
somehow.
at the hotel behind the Bennigans. I just want you to
No,
know.
that hotel did not exist yet.
My point I was getting at is
It was a
Bennigan's.
Chevy's.
Bennigan's
and
was
then
the
it became a
king
hotel.
of bric-a-brac on the walls and the flair. I mean,
Yes.
Bennigan's basically is
Well-
what was in fucking Office Space. I mean, it just not.
Yeah.
And
using-
TGI Fridays.
Yeah.
No, only as Fridays.
I mean, TGI Fridays, they never really did the flair thing, though, did they? They just.
Oh yeah, they
I
did.
I
Oh,
seem
yeah.
to remember.
They
oh.
had suspenders full of bullshit.
Okay, I don't remember that.
Oh,
I
yeah.
just
Referee
I thought I
outfits.
remember them like overly like training their wait staff to be overly friendly and enthusiastic
yeah.
and like,
And their walls were like a shitty garage
Yeah.
sale,
Yes.
just coated in crap.
like our Manny Pacquiao guy. It's just like, hey, you like the Avengers, and what about the Manny Pacquiao fight? It's like, stop
favorite
fucking
Avenger?
small talking with us, Carl. Go back to your fucking shift. Don't you have
What did I
tables to
say,
bust?
Spider-Man?
Who's your
Before
favorite?
Spider-Man was
Who's
an
your favorite Avenger? Batman.
Yeah, how was I not there to tell him Superman? Fuck.
I like Predator.
Yeah. Predator's pretty good.
He's a good Avenger. Yeah.
My favorite Avenger is Charles Bronson.
Man.
I said the Avengers are Magnificent Seven. I don't know. They're the same thing, right?
What a weird goddamn time that was.
Where was this?
Oh, that was a Fridays. That was a Fridays.
It,
Yeah,
it was Fridays.
I was.
Yeah,
That's why I was specifically referencing that guy who
Man,
just kept wanting
why
to small
take it-
talk us.
We were
Why
taking a
did you
break
go
from
to
the local-
Fridays?
That was when
we
you
wanted dumb fruity drinks.
Yeah, that was like the first year they had the pinball thing right next to like your new house, and you were like, why would I go eat out and have drinks when I live like 2 minutes away? And so you went home and ate and went back to pinball, and we went and met Carl, the enthusiastic waiter, or whatever his name was.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because that was that weekend, everything was happening. The
Yep.
Avengers came out, the boxing match was that weekend.
Avengers 2.
The beaches were opening. Fridays
Cow.
was fucking lit. And we were like, fruity drinks, yeah. And then the guy was like, hey, what's your favorite Avenger?
Yeah, it was definitely Age of Ultron because like when the first one came out, people were not in that like, can I talk about Captain America in public phase yet?
Yeah.
You know. And then by the second one, it was just like, oh, I can fucking talk about Iron Man and shit now.
Then your
Yeah.
fucking waiter was talking about Iron Man and shit.
You tell him your favorite Avengers, Bangkok, pop.
I like him appeal. Fuck you. Get smarter.
So,
Yeah.
if people want to send us emails about TGI Fridays or other tchotchke-laden chain restaurants, where can they do that?
Please send us emails to bmf@bmfcast.com and include pictures of your favorite
Bric-a-brac.
bric-a-brac establishment. bmf@bmfcast.com. If you just want to find out what we're up to and maybe join us on the Discord, check out our amazing shirts, go to bmfcast.com, and there are a bunch of buttons on the right hand side. The right hand rail has all of the directions to everything you could need. We have several shirts available in a small number of sizes, so hurry up and get yours. They are and have been on sale. They're like $15 free shipping anywhere in the continental USA. Those outside of the country, please connect with us directly at bmf@bmfcast.com for further details about shipping arrangements. Also, if you want to talk about things that you're interested in, you can give us a call on the Garfield phone, the Bamfcast hotline, 9105-JOCKS-BMF or 910-556-9263. And if you just want to support the show with a monthly monetary donation and receive tons of content in return, go to patreon.com/Bamfcast. Patreon.com/Bamfcast.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you have a structured settlement and you need cash now.
We're not the ones to call. But I mean, if you want like 28 straight days of podcasts, we're the ones to call, you know.
Yes.
Probably more than that
If you have
now.
a structured settlement and you want to give us that cash now.
Yes.
Patreon.com/Bamfcast.
Right.
Cool. Well, let's get out of here, shall we?
Okay.
I'm Harlow.
I'm Mackie.
I'm BJ.
Chuck.
And this is Bamfcast out. Motherfuckers. Wear a mask, you fucking idiots. Wear a mask so that I can go to the fucking grocery store and go to a movie and, like, maybe go out to a bar and get drunk and have to get an Uber home and call into work the next day because it's a Tuesday. Whatever. Just, like...
TGI Mondays.
Just fucking wear a mask, stay home, wash your hands. I'm tired of this shit, and it's all your fault.
Well,
It
unless
is.
you're wearing a mask, then it's not you.
No, we're
It's-
just
it's
right now.
correct.
We're talking to the people who are doing the bad things.
Well,
Right.
don't listen to our show. How about that?
Yeah.
Wear a mask and stop listening now.
Keep listening to our show if you wear a mask.
Well, sure, yes, but
If you are willing to begin wearing a mask, keep listening to our show.
If you're that guy in Australia who's still listening to our show, even though you told me you were gonna fuck off forever, I hope you're wearing a mask
Well,
and enjoying
Yeah.
the rugby or whatever the fuck.
Aussie rules football.
you know, I was watching a Australian cooking show the other day,
Yeah.
and one of the contestants got on there and started making a meringue, and the entire audience just got started cheering. It was really behind them, and I thought that was odd because I really thought the Australians boomerang.
You erased BJ from existence. Holy shit. He fucking got snapped. He was so angry he was not one of the leftovers. He was fucking gone.
That's really convenient. My Popeyes cup just fits right over the.
Hey, I am what I am.
Oh shit! Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna make a dad jokes channel on our Discord. So I can just go over
We
there.
have
and-
too many
I
channels.
I want to rule a space. That will be my space, and I shall rule over it.
You can't rule a space. All of the spaces in the Discord are my space to rule.
No, you're not Tom.
Tom.
They're not all your space. You have to have like lords and ladies and stuff, and I want to.
Okay, you can be lady of the dad jokes.
Sweet, nice, dream fulfilled. I'm a lady.
I'm changing your name now. As soon as I find you.
I want to curtsy the shit out of you.
AD of the dad jokes.
Yep, it's done.
Nice.
Fantastic. Perfect end to a shitty day.
You may create a dad jokes channel now, if you wish.
All right. Everyone, please stop recording
Oh yeah,
and send
That.
me your files.
I will.
I will when we end this live stream because otherwise there'll be no audio.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How have we done 16 of these?
What day
It's
is
pretty
it?
easy. We just sit down and record.
It's been for fucking ever.
Yeah, it's
It's
bad.
been 16 plus weeks since we did a normal show.
I do kind of feel bad that I skipped the final live episode.
You should.
What was the final live episode?
It was like the Newsboys or something like that.
Oh, Delivery Boys.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I did. The last one I was there for was Battle Queen.
Battle Queen
2020.
2020. Yeah.
Wow.
Going
Yeah.
out on a high note.
And then the next week I was ready to go, and Jen's like, are you really sure you want to do that? And I was like,
No.
it's like, fuck, you're kind of right. And then, yeah.
Yeah. Well, like I said, don't worry. When we come back, it is 5 Jocks movies every week.
I hope so, man. It's been, it
Yeah,
feels
yeah.
like, yeah, it feels so weird. Like it feels like years ago that we actually sat down and watched a movie together. I mean, it really does. It feels like it was fucking eternity ago.
Yes.
Because it was. We're on 16, so it was 4 months ago.
No, it's more than that because
Four-
we
4
skipped
months and
weeks. We
change,
did
yeah.
no quarters. It was in February. I'm pretty sure it was February because I know I lost my job shortly after that.
Well,
Now I got to look at a calendar just to kind of do some math.
I think we
Dope.
recorded in person we recorded in person the week that we went work from home, that I went work from home, right?
I know we were in the studio when the NBA shut down because we talked about it in the studio. And then
Wow.
and then I think the next week was the week, Mackie, you didn't come.
Were we in person the week that my girlfriend broke up with me?
Yes, you told us about that.
Yes.
At the Bonos.
Okay. At Bono's, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So that was like March 15th or something like that.
Yeah, our first quarantine one was April 3rd.
Shit.
Yeah, but I think we also didn't we skip a week or two too because like we were like, what the fuck are we gonna do?
Yeah, Delivery Boys was March 27th.
Oh no, so we went straight into Variety
Okay.
Hour next week.
Yeah. Battle Queen was March 20th. So yeah, I must have gone that week right after I got fired.
Oh, by the way, I got my
Got shit canned.
I got my COVID test back finally, and I do
Yeah?
not have it. So
You don't have it.
yeah, 3 weeks
Oh,
to the
that's
day.
good.
Just saying. That's
Hey, look at
man.
that.
Where did,
so
where did,
if you did have it, it's gone.
well, yeah. That's
Yeah.
what that's the thing is like I went somewhere yesterday and I was like, oh fuck, I shouldn't. And I was like, wait, what? Like, This is gone if I had it.
Where did you get tested?
Are we still
Was
on?
it was it
Yeah.
was it at one of the testing sites or was it a private location?
It was they tried. It was basically my doctor said go take this just in case. He said, oh, it's so easy to get. You can even get them like CVS. I went to like 2 different CVSs. They had signs on them like we don't do the COVID test at this one. Apparently, some of them they do, or something. I don't understand where there would be a facility inside of fucking CVS that's safe to do this, but whatever. I was like,
Oh, they have a little tiny like micro
Sure.
like a micro doctor's office in
Okay.
a bunch of CVS's.
but yeah, I went to like 2 of them. They didn't have it, so I just went to a fucking care spot. I was like, I wanted to get done like that, like really fast, and I'd heard horror stories about like going to like the drive-through ones. But
The
the thing,
drive-through ones are not bad.
Okay,
I have
well.
a friend who's done it 3 times already.
okay.
He's crazy.
Well, this thing, I mean, like the problem wasn't where I had it done; it's where it was processed, which was I don't mind dropping it. It's Quest Diagnostics, and they sucked before the
Oh, yeah.
quarantine. They suck just as much now.
All right, Chuck, you've got mail.
Oh, check out the pup.
Where? Aw. Did Pup get a haircut recently?
Yes.
Yeah. You look very cute.
Hey, dog.
Bite Chuck. Bite Chuck. Bite Chuck in the nose.
Well, that's not very nice.
I mean, not hard, just enough to be funny. Aw. Don't force your dog to kiss you. That's weird. From the side, that dog has a serious Karen cut. That's awesome.
Oh,
It's so cute, though.
Don't be so.
Look at how cute. Adorable.
This is what's been sitting underneath me for the whole show.
Oh,
I would.
Look at the kitty.
Yeah.
Look at the kitty.
I had tuna for dinner, which means they had a little bit of tuna for dinner, and then now they love me. Yeah. I'm pretty sleepy. I'm taking a tuna nap. Leave me alone.
A two nap?
Tuna nap. All right. Well,
Oh no, my dog's head.
Where's your dog? Oh my God. Ghost dog. It's the way of the samurai right there. All right.
yep.
Well, good night, everyone.
Yep. Good night,
Good
live
night.
stream. Good night, people here locally. Good night,
Yep.
everyone.
Good night, dog.